don't think Will wants to stay with her.
That's what I was just going to say.
No. I mean, come on, enough is enough.
Will absolutely wants to stay with this woman.
You think so?
He has the resources to get rid of her. I am the lead attorney, 20-year divorce attorney. I know for a fact that if Will Smith wanted a divorce, there are tons of divorce attorneys that would line up to take his case. He does not want to divorce this woman because if he did, he could do it in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
You think so?
In a heartbeat.
If he wanted to,
If he divorces her, do you disagree with this? She would take a third of what he has will be gone.
She could take 75% of what he has.
Why would I want to give half my kingdom plus to some broad who all I got to do is keep her in the play? What is he losing out on? He don't care about what y'all think about him. Y'all ain't worth $350 million, and the people worth $350 million in the stand. They know why they wouldn't get a divorce either. Why would somebody that's that rich and that wealthy care about somebody, what the public thinks? Y'all still gonna go to his movies?
Yeah. See, when you got paper, you could get almost any to do what you wanted to do. When you got paper, the magic of paper, I ain't even got no paper. I ain't got no real paper. You would be amazed at what I get these to do for the little nickels and dime. Well, I got out here having right there in contact.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk. You know, you're the polite savages. The year was 1990, and I was gifted a 1976 Monte Carlo from my uncle. And I spent every extra dime, every free moment, all my time with this vehicle. My girlfriend at the time said she had competition and she didn't know what to do because it had 4 wheels and I was just enamored with it. I never got that car running. You see, I should have quit and cut trout a long time ago. But what happened was my hubris thought that I could fix anything. And this is what's happening to Will Smith. You see, Will Smith has gone so far with his relationship that he is a victim of the sunk cost fallacy. But here's the difference. I learned this lesson when I was 16. Will Smith is learning this lesson at 55. And at 55 years old, he should be at the zenith of his career. Nobody talks about Will Smith's movies anymore. We just talk about how he's being emasculated. So my question is this. How can you sit around and let this person do this to you?
It's not even Jada's fault. This is 100% on Will. Jada was constantly telling this man that she didn't want to get married. Jada was constantly telling this man that she didn't believe in monogamy. If a woman from the outset is telling you that she doesn't believe in traditional roles, and then you go ahead and marry her, it's almost like whatever comes after that is your fault because you're going against nature. Women who don't want to get married, who don't believe in monogamy, who don't believe in having some type of partnership like that, what do you expect? This is exactly what you could have predicted on their wedding day.
That is true.
How is this her fault when she told this man from the jump, this is what it is?
I agree.
This is a lesson to all you men out there. Never put all your eggs in one basket to one woman. You gotta vet these ladies carefully or she's gonna be running you through the ringer like Jada Pinkett Smith. Will Smith is at fault for allowing this to continue on, for even getting into a relationship and a marriage with this woman, knowing that she had her eyes, her heart-shaped box ready and set for another man. At the end of the day, it was and is still his fault for allowing himself to be blinded by love, believing in a Disney fairy tale, letting his ego get in the way. Do not allow your judgment to be clouded by a woman's looks, as beauty does not equate to virtue. Shout out to El Guapo and the Beautiful Eyes team.
She got the money. What is her hatred of this man?
Your future wife is crying at the wedding because she doesn't want to marry you. What the hell are you doing? Young women, and we all know this as dudes, they are susceptible to societal pressure, peer pressure. If her family's telling her, oh, this is Will Smith, he's got paper, all of this and all that, right? Because, you know, the mama in there, the aunts in there talking.
I agree with what you said about them being susceptible to pressure, but listen, all that is until they get you. Once they get you, they don't give in to pressure. Her and her attorney are going to try and bring you down. In fact, 100%. It is the job of the attorney to make sure that she leaves with all your works.
100%.
That's right.
The most she can get is absolutely true.
That's crazy. And to regular folk, this whole situation look bizarre because you're not putting yourself in the position of the king. The king's eye view. It's one of the rules on the back of this book. Somebody typed the king's eye view. When you got something to protect, you don't think like average men. Rich people, kings don't think like that. This is not an emotional game that this man is playing. He playing y'all, and y'all think it's bizarre. Most people think Will Smith should be concerned about his peace and his sanity and his pride as a man. That's what y'all think. But most of you ain't worth $350 million, are you? Hell no. Hell no. It's a different perspective when you're worth that much money.
The only fault I find in the logic of Dennis Sperling and the lead attorney. And I'm saying this with all due respect, I'm not that intelligent. If it wasn't for the emotional trauma of the past with Will Smith, why should he endure to stay in a loveless, sexless marriage with a woman that does not care about him, that disrespects him at every turn and every opportunity that she gets to profit off his good name?
He got his under control. The can't go nowhere. The is here. Hey, bitch, you can say whatever you want to say, bitch. You still gonna be right here. What's her name? Margot Robbie. He white, Spanish. He all the. Will Smith is somewhere way in the hell across the world with a private plane waiting at the runway anytime he wants to go somewhere. 32 lined up for every day of the week, plus twice on Sunday. What is he losing by remaining married to this woman? Absolutely nothing that he sees as valuable. The man is trying to keep his paper.
Why wait for the anxiety to wait for Jada Pinkett Smith to file those divorce papers? The outcome is the same. He's still going to be losing $350 million. But if he were to get the divorce first, all he would have to deal with is the year of mental stress of divorcing Jada Pinkett Smith, having his life in full display to the public. You might as well take that band-aid and rip it right off and get it over with, and deal with the mental anguish of having to deal with Jada Pinkett.
Will Smith had money and fame. She's not gonna be able to turn it down. Will Smith, you can say whatever you want to say. I know Will Smith was them actresses he was working with. Will Smith is a monster out there with hoes and whatever the else he doing. Cause he Will Smith, he got paper. When you got paper, you in America, you get the you want with paper. Even if the is against it. Even if our marriage is not my, I got this paper. They go with it.
He won't divorce her because keeping her married to him and tied to him is the only way he can hold on to his money and keep living the $350 million lifestyle that he wants to live, that he's become accustomed to. So now what it appears to me is this woman is going through great lengths to try to shame. Ain't that what they do? Shame and embarrass him to force him into getting a divorce.
Will Smith has never been the cool cat, but he had a great rap career, but he wasn't the coolest rapper out. You know, he was out with on tour with Public Enemy and NWA. He was the opener. You know, Will Smith has played second fiddle to Tupac Shakur with his own relationship. And on one of our community posts, Mr. Doward Washington summed up the entire situation perfectly, saying that where Will went wrong was when he decided to marry a woman who was in love with the memory of Tupac Amaru Shakur, who has been deceased for 27 years but still lives perfect in her memory. Because no matter what, how much money, time, grace, love, or care you give her, you can never compete with the memory of a legend. Facts. Jada was never in love with Will. But Will, like a lot of men, fooled himself into being in love with someone who didn't value him. Like my dad told me, stop chasing the women you like and start chasing the women who like you. Solid advice then, solid advice now.
And I hope you get some help, Will. I hope this is also a message to other men. Don't become Will Smith. Do not get emasculated and disrespected and ground down by the woman you love or dealing with so much that you feel like you got to destroy yourself for this for this family. No, your family also needs to defend you. You are not a resource to be eaten up and used and discarded by everybody in this world. Man, black man, you matter too. When you're on the red carpet, stop trying to look at her. No, it's your spotlight. Let her be your wife. Black men, take your place. Stop trying to share the spotlight. It will breed contempt and disrespect in the long term.
At what point, when is this man going to take accountability for himself and stop being second place? Will Smith, you are an international star. You're worth $350 million. But I guess the real question comes down to this, you polite savages. Would you sacrifice 3/4 of that money for peace of mind? Do you believe that you can make it? Do you believe that you earned it? See, obviously, Will Smith doesn't believe he earned it, and he doesn't believe that he made it. He must think it's all luck. He must have a mental defect to continue with this person like this. Oh, yeah, we hold the men accountable here, too. And I say this to every man. You do not have a right to tell a woman how to act. You have a right not to be around a woman when she's acting up. You have a right to remove yourself from that woman when she's acting up. Not one person on this earth will blame Will Smith if he walked away from that marriage. And it doesn't make a difference how much it cost. Because Dr. Dre left death row for nothing. But he said he left with his peace of mind, and that was worth everything. Think about it.
But when you're in your 20s and your 30s, guys, we're always thinking about this money and this and that. But when you get older, you start to value peace and you start to value your happiness. There is no way Will should be putting up with this stuff for money. He don't have time to around. If he's in his 20s, like, okay, well, it's gonna cost me a lot of money. Yeah, he's a great actor, A-list actor. He can make another movie easy, get another $10 million. $10 million that he gets, he's really not gonna be able to spend it because it's $10 million on top of what he already has.
Will Smith ain't never gonna get another big check. And let's think about it. At 55 years old, what Will Smith is now, look at Denzel Washington. Will Smith is a talented actor. He can play that tough guy. He can play that emotional guy. But you know what he can't play? He can't play down you, Jada. He can't play down what you've done to him. So at 55 years old, Denzel Washington had already won a bunch of Academy Awards, and he was directing movies, and he was on his way to his zenith. He was on his way to getting his biggest series, which is The Equalizer, Safe House, the action. He could do it anyway, the action, the drama. But now, where are you going to be, Will? Nobody's going to book him for that big show. I mean, Will Smith will be great in Marvel movies, but he's not going to be in Marvel. He will be great in the new Star Wars series, but he's not going to be in the new Star Wars series because one simple fact, nobody wants to mess with you if you can't keep your house straight. It is what it is.
While I do agree that Will Smith may not be getting his most choice roles, top-notch, high-paying, high-billing caliber roles like he used to have in the past, many people would still go to Will Smith movies. Even with the emasculation of Will Smith, I will still go see I Am Legend 2.
If you look at his IMDb page, he got 5 big budget productions in the making, including the sequels of Bad Boy 1 and I Am Legend. I might not go see all the rest of the movies, but just as a matter of fact, I got to go see Bad Boys 4, and I got to go see I Am Legend because I want to see what they do with it. So we gonna still spend money with this man.
That Will Smith will still have a sizable portion of the audience that will go to watch Will Smith films and support him with their wallets.
This is a king boss that we're talking about. $350 million. Do he care what you peasants think? Not at all. He's rich, his work, he got all his hair, he's famous. He ain't worried about y'all, and he's got a hell of a career. He could have any woman he wants. He has a 7-year pass to do what he want to do. And now that the whole world knows that they basically in an open marriage and he don't even deal with her like them, man, it's gonna come like an avalanche, man.
And that's what I mean having that $350 million man perspective. You're high on top having a bird's eye view. Why would you care about what other peons think? When you're still making money, you're still making bread. Maybe not as before, but you're still making money off those back-end deals, the merchandising, the royalties. Will Smith can still get them fine dimes. Can you honestly say if you were in his position, would you care what others think if you're still making that money and still banging the hottest women? Polite savages, the lesson today is to vet your women very carefully. Don't put your women on a pedestal like Will Smith. Be in a relationship with a girl that likes you more than you like her. Keep your mind on your purpose over panties, and use Will Smith's trials and tribulations as an example of what to do and what not to do.
Part of our polite savages, hit us up on a Patreon. And of course, as always, ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip?
We found true happiness